Hi everyone, it's Amber from The Sensible Mama. This is a requested video as a result of my last planner video where I showed you my new Foxy Fix Traveler's Notebook. A lot of you guys know that I used to do some planner content in my Erin Condren planner, and you had a lot of questions about why I'm switching to the Foxy Fix Traveler's Notebook. And so I thought today I would kind of go through that. This is a video that I'm really going to enjoy actually, because I just love the sit down and talk videos where I get to tell you about things instead of demoing things like I always am in my Jujube content. So I want to start off by saying that I love my Erin Condren. I have enjoyed it. So this is not a hate video about Erin Condren. I just kind of want to talk about what I liked about this and what I didn't like about it and what ultimately got me to switch over to the Traveler's Notebook. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to move the Traveler's Notebook out of here for now and just show you what I think about the Erin Condren first. So this is my Erin Condren notebook. This is the 18-month. I've really enjoyed it. It is really beautiful, high quality. I mean, you just can't get much better quality than Erin Condren for sure. I loved that I was able to customize my cover, and not everybody knows this, but when you order from Erin Condren, you can pick from a lot of different covers and you can actually play with the colorway a little bit. So this cover is one of their standard covers, but I changed the colors a little bit to this more brighter pink and more of a teal instead of a robin's egg blue, which is kind of how this is by default. So that was another thing that I really loved about the Erin Condren, and I was happy to be able to do that. So just to go ahead and open this up and walk you through the things that I liked and didn't like about this, one of the first things that I want to point out is how many kind of useless pages, in my opinion, the Erin Condren has. I love all of these really cute little decorative pages in the front, but they're already decorated, so if you're a crafty person and you like decorating, then you already have a decorated page. And if you're the kind of person who doesn't like decorating and you don't like decorative pages, well, they're here and they're taking up space in the planner. And I guess you could rip them out, but you know, I always worry about making it look frayed or ugly, so you know, I've left them here. Let me zoom you in a little bit. All right, so the Erin Condren also has a lot of really useful, helpful stuff up front. Like here you've got kind of the year at glance. This is more than a year since this is the 18-month. It's starting in July of 2017, going through December 2018, which I think is helpful, but to be honest, I never use this. And this is one of the things that made me sort of lean towards the Traveler's Notebook, is that with a Traveler's Notebook, you can really decide what kind of stuff you want in it and what you don't. So stuff like this that you don't use, you don't put in your Traveler's Notebook, and I really like that because I'm all about conserving space. Again, here's more stuff in the Erin Condren that I never used. Now, I know there are lots of crafty people out there who do all kinds of creative stuff with this, and I think that's awesome. But for me personally, I don't want to do this. This is not useful to me, and so I never used it. Now, when it comes to the actual weekly spreads, that's something that I really enjoyed about Erin Condren. And the thing that I liked so much about this as a beginner getting started in the planning world is that it's just so easy. So here is a full spread that I decorated already. Here's one of the ones that I did before that. And the reason why this is so easy is because everything is already laid out for you. So let me find a blank one to let you see what that looks like. Here's just a little quick flip through here of some spreads that I've done in the past in my Erin Condren. All right, so here is a blank page. This is the weekly view, and what is so nice about Erin Condren is that everything is done for you. There's basically no thinking involved. You have your monthly spread already in here, your weekly spreads are already in here, and you really just have to decorate. There's no thought involved. So what I would do is I would go on Etsy, I would find some sticker kits that I liked. They already had all of your functional stickers, all of your full boxes, everything that you needed, and I would just come in here and lay down the stickers, and it was done. So that's definitely something that I enjoyed about Erin Condren, like I said, especially as a newbie. What I'll talk about in a minute with the Traveler's Notebook is that there is a lot of thought and planning involved in terms of what you want in the Traveler's Notebook, and that brings a lot of great customization options. But if you're just looking to be the kind of person who's like, I just want a really easy planner that I want to decorate a little bit and do my thing in, write down everything that I need for the week, the Erin Condren is a really, really nice choice. As you can see, it just decorates beautifully. No matter what kind of sticker kit you buy, it just kind of always turns out pretty because it is a big, beautiful layout, nice, easy to read, big boxes for writing down your to-dos, and I have always loved that. Now, there are two things that I kind of wanted to talk about regarding what is making me switch out of the Erin Condren, and it has to do with their weekly layout. So as you can see here, let me flip to an undone page. There's monthly again. Okay, so this is what is called their vertical setup. That means that you have vertical boxes that go all the way down. You can also get a horizontal setup, which means that the boxes go horizontally instead of vertically. I don't have an example of that to show you, but the third type of planner that you can get from Erin Condren is called an hourly, and this is my old hourly. This is the one that I started with when I first began paper planning. And as you can see, this has just got dates all the way, or excuse me, times all the way from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Now, I bought this because I thought this would be kind of the best style for me, but I ended up mostly using this more like a vertical planner. So let me show you. Wow, it's been over a year since I've opened this. So this was before I got sticker kits, and I was just really doing like an eclectic kind of just stickers down wherever I wanted to, and I actually kind of like the way this used to look. That's neat. But as you can see here, what I ended up doing was basically making my hourly planner look like a vertical planner. So I created little boxes for myself using washi tape, and I was basically vertical planning. So the thing about Erin Condren is you have to pick between these two. You can either get a setup like this that's just boxes and no scheduler like this one has, or you can get only the hourly, and you do have this nice pretty hourly layout, but you don't have any nice big boxes, and if you want to use big boxes, you have to create them yourself. And so that kind of bothered me. I tend to need the ability to use boxes and an hourly planner. I can go ahead and show you as a reference point in here that what I'm using now in my traveler's notebook has both, right? I have a spot here where sometimes I do put down full boxes, but this is where I can do my kind of to-do list over here, and this has an hourly approach. And I'm just loving that so much more. And I was able to pick this exact insert and pay like $4 for it, and it has everything that I want on it, instead of getting something like this that is not perfectly suited to my needs. The other thing that I didn't love about the Erin Condren is that as a perfectionist and someone who is a little bit performance driven, I tend to see these three boxes and feel like I have to fill them out. So let's just say that I had a kind of chill day planned for myself, and I didn't really have that much to do that day. I might still actually fill in all of the spots just out of a feeling of obligation. What's all this? Oh, stickers, look. Didn't know I had those. So I kind of found myself having to do one of two things. Either fill up all of this blank space with extra deco sheets, which was time consuming, or I had to actually like try to fill in every single thing. So you can see here, this was an actual like chill week for me. This was, let's see, February 12th. This was right after my daughter Abby was born. She was born on the 9th, and this week starts on the 12th. So I really didn't have that much that I needed to do that week. I was really just chilling and enjoying time with Abby. And as you can see, my planner shows it. I had put down all of this, kind of a week in advance, and now I just have this blank spot in my planner, and I don't love that. So you moms who are perfectionists and who are performance driven, you might understand the need to feel like you have to fill up every single box with stuff. And I hated that. I ended up really, really over budgeting my day and my time, and that was just not good for me. And the last thing that I was going to talk about was kind of how Erin Condren tends to start looking exactly the same every week. And again, this might not be the case for moms who are a little bit craftier than I am, but just as an example to walk you through just 1 month of my kits, I bought these sticker kits and I put them all down, and as you can see, I don't know, I kind of pushed the bounds of my craftiness here. So every week they kind of all look the same with the full boxes all the way across, and then you have your checklist and your weekend banner, and I don't know, I just eventually found myself getting kind of bored with it. Looking back on my hourly planner, I see that I really did used to make this a lot of fun, and this might be too much for some people, like a little overwhelming, but I kind of like the eclectic look in here that I was creating. You know, it's not as clean and organized, but at least this is fun. You know, so I guess I was gonna gripe about how Erin Condren planners always end up looking exactly the same, like this one. But I guess that really comes down to how creative you want to be, how eclectic you want to be. So maybe I'll walk that statement back a little bit. It's yeah, it's not as bad as I thought. If I were going to stay in my Erin Condren, I would go back to doing it this way, as opposed to buying these sticker kits. And one last thing regarding the sticker kits. If you're a super crafty person and you are like always on Instagram and Facebook and you're like in all of these different Etsy shop groups where you're catching all of the great deals and sales and giveaways and things like that, you can do a planner for pretty cheap. But I'm not the I don't do that. So what I end up doing is like I just go to Etsy when I have some time and I sit down and I buy these sticker kits, which are like $20 a piece, and there are 4 weeks in a month. So do the math. I'm spending a lot of money each month just on my sticker kits, and I was getting a little bit tired of that. I didn't want to keep spending that much money, so that was kind of another thing that I was over, and I thought maybe the traveler's notebook would be a way around having to spend all that money. Just to kind of show you the rest of the Erin Condren planner while I'm in here, and this goes back to my point that I made earlier about having just stuff in here that you might not need. So in the back of the Erin Condren, right after your last December weekly kit, you have just like a hodgepodge of stuff. So here you've got some lined pages for notes. You've got some bullet journal pages, which I obviously don't know how to use. You have this random coloring book paper back here, which is cool, I guess. But what am I going to do with that? I don't do that. Then you have this kind of like another year at a glance for taking notes. And again, just this stuff I don't find overly useful. I never used it in any of my Erin Condren planners. So again, this is just stuff that took up space that I didn't really need. It made my planner chunky and bulky and stuff. Now, one thing that is cool is that in the Erin Condren planner, or also I believe in the new Happy planners, you do get a whole bunch of functional stickers, which that can be really great if you're the kind of person who tends to use these, or it can be kind of a pain in the butt if you don't use these and now it's just making your planner thicker and heavier. So again, that is either a pro or a con depending on what kind of planner girl you are. For me, I just didn't love having all this extra stuff back here that I knew I wasn't going to use anyway, and I wanted to get a planner that I could fully customize 100% on my own and have it exactly set the way that I want it, because evidently I am a type A personality. So that is why I decided to get rid of the Erin Condren and start using my Traveler's Notebook instead. So I don't know, do you see this right here? This is actually not on my planner, because watch this, I can move it. I'm using the kit lens that came with my camera and I don't usually use it. And for some reason, whenever I pull out this Foxy Fix, it puts that weird spot on there, and I don't, like, I just got done cleaning my lens. I don't know what it's doing that for, but that's not on my planner. It's on my lens, which I think is worse. That lens is way more expensive. Nonetheless, this is my Foxy Fix B6 Planner. This one is the compact version, which means it only has 4 elastics inside of it. That means that you are able to put 4 inserts in here, but you do also get what's called a jump band. It's like an extra elastic that allows you to put 2 more inserts in there. So you can get up to 6 inserts inside of the compact planner, and I've actually stuffed a 7th one in there, and I'll show you how I did it. I mentioned this in my last video, which I'll link up above, but this is in the Boss leather. This is the Moonlit print, and I have the number 3 pink elastics. I think it's called Vintage Pink. It's the lighter kind of baby pink, and I did get a pink foil heart here on the outside, and I didn't get anything put on the front cover here, but you can also have that engraved with foil or anything that you like instead. So that is the overall look of the planner. Now let's talk about why I picked this one instead of my Erin Condren, and we'll zoom you in just a little bit more. So definitely one of the things that drew me to the Traveler's Notebook is that it is quite a bit smaller than the Erin Condren. So let's bring this back just to show you. It might be a little bit chunkier than the Erin Condren, but it definitely takes up more space width-wise and height-wise. And I really love that because I do like putting my planner in my diaper bag or in my purse, and this just tends to fit a whole lot better than the Erin Condren for sure. Now, pretty much all of the pros that I'm going to mention about this Traveler's Notebook pertain to customizability. So I'm going to kind of walk you through and just kind of show you what things I thought about the Traveler's Notebook fixed the things about the Erin Condren that I didn't love as much. One of the first things, to be honest with you, is just I love that this is leather bound. I know that you can get some leather bound products from Erin Condren, but I don't find the leather to be as nice. The Boss leather from Foxy Fix is just absolutely so soft. It's flexible enough where you get that nice kind of satisfying flop, but it's not so floppy that it feels cheap, right? It's still a nice thick leather. It feels elegant and sophisticated to me, and that was something that I really was looking for in a planner. So that's number one, that it just overall looks a little bit more sophisticated. Number two, and this goes back to the customizability of the actual weekly layout, is that I get to choose everything that I want inside of this planner. So I spent so much time on Etsy, you guys, so much time looking through inserts and trying to find the exact layout that I wanted. So I ended up going with a really, really simple monthly layout. I actually got this after January, which is why I haven't done much with the January spread. But I just wanted something super simple, something that didn't have lots of extra space in it that I felt obligated to decorate. I literally just have a lane here and a lane here if I want to put some washi down. But this for me is the perfect kind of monthly spread. It's just nice and simple, and like I said, it doesn't make me feel obligated to do any extra decoration to it because for me, I don't want that anyway. Now, for the weekly spreads, as you can see, I have a This Week tab here. That was what I really spent the most time researching. I went online and I just looked at every different kind of daily and weekly spread that you could think of. The one that I ended up going with was from So Much Crafting. It's a day on one page. And so what I have here is just the bare minimum essentials of what I need for planning out my day. I'm still this is new, right? So I'm still kind of getting my groove in terms of how I want to do this, and you can see as I flip through that it's getting better. But all I want to know is what is today's date? What do I need to do today? How much water did I drink today? Because I do track that. And then I have this great space over here for writing down actual timing and schedule things that I have going on. Some days I only have enough stuff to fill up these to-do boxes here, so sometimes I'll put down a little full box decorative sticker there. Other days my assistant Carol is in the office, and you can see that I've started planning for her. So Carol has her own little box in my planner for things that I need to remember to assign to her when she gets here. Sometimes I use that box. If Carol's not in the office, I use it to write down the scripture that I'm memorizing for that week. So I'm basically just practicing writing it out to see how well I memorize it. And it's been perfect for me. It has everything that I need and nothing that I don't. What's really cool about this is that this is going to run out after 30 days. And then if I don't love this layout, if I decide, oh man, I really wish that I could go back to kind of the full box Erin Condren style of layout, all I have to do is go back on Etsy and find an insert that has the just 3 boxes, and they exist. You can find them for Traveler's Notebook on Etsy. It's super easy to find. So I really have the ability to change this up as much as I want to and really get a feel for what works well for me. So I absolutely love that about the Traveler's Notebook. Now, a con that you might say is that you do have to keep reordering your inserts, right? So this is only a 30-day insert and I'm already halfway through it. So I did just have to place a new order for another one of these. I am going to continue with this style layout. Again, I got this one from So Much Crafting, but I think that next time I might go with one by Jasenia Printables. You can actually print it at home on your own computer, and I think I'm going to get the boxes just to give that another try, I think. So like I said, the pro of this compared to the Erin Condren is that I really was able to customize and find exactly the kind of spread that I wanted. in addition to being able to pick out what kind of weekly or daily layouts that I want, I also get to be really, really specific in the Traveler's Notebook about what other kinds of inserts that I want. So if you recall with the Erin Condren, I was talking about how there was just a bunch of stuff in there that I didn't need or use. Well, with my Traveler's Notebook, you can see in here, I've only put in things that I know I'm going to use. This section is for my YouTube and social media planning, and I actually have a social media insert that I got from Tyrian Design. I will link it down below. In fact, I'm going to link down everything I talk about in the description box, so you can go check it out. You will never find something like this inside of an Erin Condren, and if you want to do something like this, you have to carry a separate planner. So I love that in my Traveler's Notebook, I was able to curate exactly the kind of inserts that I want to have based on my own personal needs. So I had a monthly insert first, then I had a daily insert. Now I have my social media planning here. After that, I have my faith-based stuff, and if you saw my first flip through, you've already seen this stuff, so I'm going to go quickly. But I definitely wanted to be able to do my prayer journaling in here. Let me skip to somewhere that I haven't filled out. So I can every morning get up while I have my Bible time and do all of my prayer stuff in the morning. And I also wanted to have a little section that was for my actual daily Bible reading. So I have a separate insert back here. And this one has my actual Bible study in it. And again, this is stuff that I wanted to have inside my planner that I always have with me, because if I didn't get my time to do my Bible study in the morning and I have to run out the door, maybe I'm going to a pediatrician appointment and I'm sitting there forever waiting for our turn and my baby falls asleep or something, I can actually get in some of my Bible study time, and I have my insert right here in my planner so that I can do that on the go, and I absolutely love having this. And the last thing that I put inside of my planner was I decided to get a meal plan insert. Now with Erin Condren, you can get like a little dashboard that you can clip into the planner that helps you plan out your meals, but I wanted something that was a little bit just more. I wanted more than that little dashboard, and that's exactly what I got. This is also by So Much Crafting. Again, I already showed you this in another video, but I wanted to have my actual meal planning stuff in here because I wanted to be able to write down my meals for the week so that every morning I can get up and look here and see what I need to defrost from the freezer. And I also wanted to be able to write down my grocery shopping list here as well, and that was what I was able to do with this. So basically, I just love that I'm able to have all of that right here in my planner, because once again, you know, I could have a separate planner for this, but I like to have this whole thing in my bag, whether that's my diaper bag or my purse, in case I'm out somewhere and I decide I need to run to the grocery store real quick. I can reference this really fast and see if there's anything else that I need to grab on the way. Now, really quickly, I mentioned at the beginning of this video that I got 7 inserts to fit inside of here, and the way that I did that is I put 4 inserts inside of the elastics, and then I used the jump band to get 2 more in there. So I have my monthly at a glance, my daily / weekly at a glance, YouTube and social media planning, prayer log, Bible study log, and then the last one is that meal planner. And then I have a list back here. This is just lined paper from So Much Crafting, and this is just basically a brain dump where I can write down anything that I need to write. And what I've done is just with my Foxy Fix, I did choose to get a back secretarial pocket, and I've slipped that insert, just the back of the insert, into this back pocket here so that I can get that 7th insert in there. So truthfully, I have created just the most perfect planner for me and my needs. I have curated everything exactly the way that I want it, the way that works best for me and my style, and I have everything in here that I need and nothing that I don't. And that to me is just the biggest pro in terms of the Traveler's Notebook, because you really have so much customizability to work with. Now, I mentioned in my last video that I'm not a super crafty girl. I love doing crafty projects, but I'm not the best at it. So I'm one of those Pinterest fail moms who's just constantly like trying to do stuff on Pinterest and it comes out horribly and I'm frustrated at the end. So again, one of the biggest pros that I found regarding the Traveler's Notebook was getting enrolled in the Planner Society monthly subscription kit. Everything that you see in this planner is from that kit. So I got all of these these beautiful journaling cards and die cuts, paper and everything to make my dashboards. It's just, it all came from that kit, including vellum like this sheet here that goes over your paper, and acetate like this one here. I got these beautiful bows in the kit that I've put up here, sticky notes which are kind of sticking out right here, these tabs, just everything that I have in my planner is from that kit. And it even came with a pen, which I didn't think to grab, but it looks a lot, it's kind of this style of pen here, and I adore it. So as a not crafty person who likes crafting, this Planner Society kit is perfect for me. I get a new one every month, which means every month I get to totally revamp my planner, pull all this paper out, do something new if I want to, and change it up, because I do tend to get bored with my planner pretty quickly. So after about 30 days, I will be getting tired of the way that this looks, and I'll get to just do something totally different, and that is going to be so exciting to me. And again, I don't have to spend a lot of time going out shopping for stickers, trying to curate a whole style for the book. Maybe one day if I'm crafty enough I'll do that, but for now that Planner Society kit is perfect for me. And the other thing that I like about this is if I ever decide, hey, you know what, I don't really like having my faith stuff in here, I want it in a separate book, because instead I want to have a budget planner in here or anything else, I can just rip these inserts right out of here. I mean, look, you just pop them right out. So if I decide I don't want this anymore, I just take it out, put something else in this elastic, and I'm good to go. I can literally revamp anything about this traveler's notebook at a moment's notice, and I love that. Now there are some cons to the traveler's notebook, and I just want to be upfront about that. In my opinion, there is a much stronger learning curve with the traveler's notebook as compared to the Erin Condren. Like I said, with the Erin Condren, you just get everything already all set up for you. You don't have to think, you just buy stickers and pop them in there. And you can really make it as easy or as difficult as you want. With the Traveler's Notebook, there's a little bit of learning involved. You have to figure out where to get the inserts, how to put them in. It's just not as straightforward, and so even though there's, you know, it's much more customizable, it does take a little bit more time to learn, and my baby's awake. And it does take a little bit of time and effort to really kind of figure it out. It's not hard once you've figured it out. Once you've gotten over kind of the stuff that intimidates you about it, it's actually like really easy, but I will say that as a beginner, it can be a little bit intimidating compared to the Erin Condren. So you guys, it sounds like it's time for me to wrap up this video. My little girl is very impatient when she wakes up. So I'm gonna go get her and start my day with her. I hope that you guys found this video helpful. If you have any questions at all, leave them down in the comment section below. I love talking about this stuff, so I'm happy to answer any questions. I do get to my YouTube comments about once a week, so if it takes a little while, I'm really sorry, but I do promise to get to it eventually within the next 7 days. I hope you guys had a wonderful Easter, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.